I can only imagine that it's very hard for a rich kid to get to know who their genuine friends are. Because when you have money around you, you can afford good things. You may just attract a lot of people around you, but actually getting to know who really is there, who is there for you because you're you, not because of what you can afford them, can be a tricky thing. I can imagine it's the same case for a young man trying to get married and is rich, or even these days a young lady trying to get married and he's rich. How do you know? That the people who are attracted to you or are around you or are playing good to you, are really genuine in what they're doing. If I was one, I was not a rich kid, I'm not a rich kid, I would ask the question, I'd ask my friends the question: are you my friends because of the things I can afford you, or are you my friend because you truly like me, as Janet, as Janet? And I think sometimes that is also God's quest, that we worship Him, we come to church, we call ourselves believers. Are we His children just because we think and know He owns cattle on 1,000 hills, and because of that He can afford us some things? And therefore, whatever we do, we do hoping that the Lord will reward us with a good job, with a fat, bank account, and with the cars and with the houses. Is that? And I would think, if I'm God, I'm not God again, that would not please His heart. And if I was God, I would ask people, I'd ask Janet, are you my child? Are you loyal to me? Do you worship me? Because of the things you want me to give you, the things I have given you, the bread I've provided for you, or because you just love me as God, because you're content with me as God. And therefore, I believe a response, that assures God of that is actually an important response, not necessarily for God, because God knows. God knows our hearts. He will try us for our own sake, but God knows our hearts. And then I'm reminded of this verse in Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 17, where this prophet says, though the fig tree does not bud, and there is no crop on the vines, though the olive tree fails, and the fields produce no food, though there is no sheep in the sheep pen, nor cattle in the stall, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. Basically, the Israelites were agriculturalists by profession, if we call it career, and the things they grow were grapes and olives and figs, and they would keep some animals, sheep and cattle to be precise, And this prophet is basically saying, if all of those things, don't fail, that year I don't get any crop, and basically there is no food, there is no sheep, maybe somebody has come and stolen them, or a disease has come and destroyed all of them. When actually I have nothing, I will still rejoice in the Lord of my salvation. We may not really relate to this because most of us are not agriculturalists, or neither do we keep olives and grapes right now. But there is something that we do. And maybe in this generation, it will be like, if there is no cent, no coin in my bank account, can you, like Habakkuk, say, yet I will rejoice in the Lord? I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. Basically saying, you will still be my God. I will still find my joy in you, my peace in you, my strength in you. You will still be my God. I will still serve you, even when there is no cent in my account. I don't know if I can say that with surety, but it's a prayer I'm starting to make lately. That God, so help me. I don't know how sincere it is from my heart, but help me to love you above everything, so that when you don't give me the things I think you should give me because I'm serving you, because sometimes that is the mentality we have, serve the Lord, and you will not, He will open the doors for you. You will get a better job. Go serve the Lord. Be faithful to God. Be righteous to God. And He will do A, B, C, D. What if God does not do that? Can you, like Habakkuk, say, when there is no cent in my account, yet I will still rejoice in the God of my salvation? As I say, I'm not too sure I can say that, from the bottom of my heart. Only God knows. But I think it's a prayer that we should make, so that our seeking the Lord, it's not seeking the Lord for the things He can give us, because I feel that is not true worship. I believe that is not pleasant to God. Just like the rich kid, you would want to know, Are the people who are around me here for me and not for the things I can give. So is your relationship with God all that you do for God, all that you do in pursuit for God, because you think He will reward you? Or even though He does not, even though He does not do anything else, you will still love Him, you will still serve Him, you will still seek to do His commandments, and just rejoice in Him and find your joy in Him. So that's my challenge to you. When there is no cent in the account, will God still be God? Will you still love Him with the same fervency? God bless you.